Boy, I really hate to do this to you, but here's a card trick. Sir, do you know the expression that jokers are wild? Do you know why that is? Well, typically it's because the jokers are married and they go to drag shows on the weekend without their wife knowing. And for the reason I'm about to show you. Sir, I want you to select any card you want. That one right there, good eye. Good eye, the Two of Hearts with my signature on it. Must be a nice card to pick. And that card is lost somewhere in the middle of the pack. And of course, the reason why the jokers are wild is because the jokers are actually wild. They could turn into, well, other cards in the deck. In this case, if we just rub it against this Casio Duro, it turns into the Two of Hearts with my name even on it. Oh my goodness, what a magical effect that is. But of course, this leaves us in a conundrum because now we have two cards that look the same. So the way that we solve that, sir, is as follows. We're going to find the other Two of Hearts. In this case, it's here. You can see with my signature on it. And of course, we have both that happen to look the same. All we have to do is just give it a little, just a little shake. A little shake, and it goes right back to the Joker. And of course, your card, the Two of Hearts. Now everything's back to normal. Sir, it's hot, right? And the reason I like this is because of that little control in the beginning, that little slip control that I'm going to show you here on this video. I'm also going to show you how to do the trick, even though that is a little bit more complicated. But you could probably do it because you're watching a magic trick tutorial. Let's be honest, you've never seen a woman naked anyways. I wonder about individuals that stumble across these videos hoping for a legitimate and nice card trick tutorial, and then get bitched at by a guy like me that's soliciting my products like the missing piece deck, available now. Once they're gone, or the PigCake Magic Academy, the home of over 1,500 videos going over card stuff, coin stuff, everything you need to become the best magician you could possibly be, all for the low price of a White Claw a month. You get access to 1,500 videos for a White Claw a month. I think that's worth it. And also, I'm uploading all the time. So it's not like you get these videos and that's it. You always get new videos that I'm uploading every single week. So the setup is as follows. We're going to have a Joker on top of the deck, and that's pretty much it. At some point in time, you're going to address the fact that jokers are wild, and the reason why jokers are wild is because, you know, they go on drag shows on the weekend without their wife knowing, or whatever you could say at the next bris. You're then going to turn the Joker face down, and you're going to have them pick any card they want. Let's say they happen to pick this one, the Jack of Spades. As that card is getting squared up in the deck, I'm just going to shove my pinky there. So my pinky is going to cause a separation between that card and the rest of the deck, thus marking its position. I can now square up the cards, and here what I'm going to do is a control. So I'm going to control that card to the top of the deck under the guise of showing the Joker. And the way we do that is as follows. We're going to lift up on all the cards above the break. So all the cards above the pinky break, I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to use my left thumb to slide this card over and flip it on top of this lower half. So I'm using this half over here to lever it face up. But really what's happened is that this card is now on top of their selected card. I'm then going to take this and cut it to the top. Again, the pretext here is that I'm showing the Joker one more time, and I'm just turning it over in a fancy way. But really what I've done is that I've actually controlled that card to the top of the deck surreptitiously, which remains my favorite black stripper name. So the action is done before they could think of anything, and we're just showing the Joker, in this case, the reason why jokers are wild, and we're going to show them in the following example. As we lift the Joker, we're just going to get a pinky break again, but this time below the single card. And as I turn the Joker face down on top of the pack, I'm going to lift up on both of these cards as one. So I could shake these cards, I could rub it, I could do whatever I want, but ultimately I'm going to turn these two cards over, doing a double lift, and showing the fact that the card is changed. And of course, the double lift is just holding two cards as one. You could do it in whatever way you want, but ultimately you're rubbing the card and you're showing the fact that it's changed into a different card altogether. But this poses a problem because now we have two cards that look the same. So you're going to take these two cards as one, you're going to place it on top, and here I'm just going to thumb off the single card to the right. So this card is the Joker. They think it's their card. Now you have a couple options at this point. One thing that you could do that's easy is just to cut the cards and now turn the cards to a face-up position. This places their card into the middle of the pack. So now when we spread it, it's going to seem like their card was there all the while. You could then remove this card and get rid of the rest of the deck. Another little thing, if you've noticed, is that I've placed this card over here between my pinky and my ring finger, which is a nice place to put it if you don't have a table. And now I'm going to display these two cards as the same card. And the way we do that is a frustration count, which is as follows. We're going to take both cards, we're going to square them up, we're then going to flash the bottom, we're going to take the top card and place it in the left hand, and then we're going to flash this bottom as well. We've shown the same card twice, but the impression is that, well, it's two different cards that are the same. At this point, you're going to bring both cards together like this, and you're going to pinch them between the thumb and the forefinger of the right hand. Now, as I shake these cards, all I'm going to do is extend my middle finger, and flip the pile over as I keep shaking. So at speed, it just looks like this. And we have a transformation right back to the Joker. So everything now is copacetic, where we have two cards that are back to their ordinary positions. Another thing you could do at this point is just take these two cards in the right hand and drop them into the left hand. Now, as they drop, they're going to revolve once. So what that gives you is a nice effect of a color change, where as that card drops from one hand to the other, it changes into the Joker. And if you do this action with a little bit of a toss, it really does look good. Look how much virginity you've managed to get for what is one simple control. Your boy Piggy really brings them in when it comes to these tutorials. I also realized that I've left the camera at what looks like to be a slant over here. It looks like it's this way right now, and I'm not going to fix it. Some advice at the end of the video, I guess, is, I don't know. I've told you many times that I've had a hard time coming up with advice, because usually I like to use things in my environment, and I'm running out of things. I've already mentioned these small knives. I've mentioned these watches. I've mentioned the colognes. I've mentioned the flashlights. I've mentioned the little pins that I have. I've mentioned the magazine that I'm holding here. These magazines have Full Metal Jacket bullets. My GATs, I have the hollow points, because those are the ones that mean business. And with these, from my understanding, they go through the person. And I don't want it to go through a person and then hit another person, unless I'm trying to take out a perp that is in a direct line with another perp. So that's why I have the other ones. I guess that's the advice, right? That's the advice. If you have a pew-pew and you're going to have it for its function, which is self-defense, the Full Metal Jackets, from my understanding, go through a person. And you don't want that, because then you get collateral damage, and you're going to end up doing time, essentially. So you get the hollow points, and they blow up in the person. Now, it is a violent thing, but ultimately, unfortunately, you have that tool in case something were to happen where you need to defend your life, and that could be at the cost of somebody else's idiotic life, or maybe challenging yours or doing whatever reason. So you got to make sure that you don't have collateral damage. I guess that's the bit of advice that I have for you. If you aren't, of course, a law-abiding citizen in a carry state, or a concealed carry state like I do, which is Florida. So I see you again, when 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 I see you again.